Are you worried that this will be a bit Talisman-esque in the end then? Because that was kind of the similar concept with Talisman, but didn't work out so well in the end.
I think this is significantly more rewarding.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. We were doing a lot of work for just the Talisman in that case.
I like the Talisman.
Is there like a substantial visual difference between the good recipe ones that you've made versus just the regular ones? Because I'm wondering if we're just kind of mapping on the fly and just tossing ones in, getting random recipes out. But
Good
saving
question,
the
Ziggy.
recipes, is that like easier to do?
The items themselves look more elaborate if they're higher tier ones. It'll be pretty obvious from the properties of it, and when you're fighting it, you'll certainly know that's an impactful boss thing.
Okay.
And it basically just all scales up. Like, it'll be pretty obvious which ones are good.
Okay, that's good. How does Arch Nemesis work in parties then? The League side of things.
Yeah.
The map owner, who's like the person who's controlling the area, gets the core Arch Nemesis mod drops, and we're very careful to try to get this to be about 2 per area. The supplementary party members will also receive their own drops, and it has their own system of trying to force it so that they're not getting too many per area, but they're still getting some. So there's a system there where players are all receiving drops as they play through to accumulate their own mods. Now, in an area, any of the players can do a recipe, but it's locked so that once you've put mods in it, that player who put the mods in must be the person who puts the remaining mods in. This prevents a TFT-style backdoor complicated trade system that would completely change how the League plays intentionally, but it also means that the rewards go to the person who put the mods in, right? So if you and I are playing and we've accumulated a bunch of stuff, and in this area I want to complete my recipe, so I stick my mods in, you can't help me by putting any of yours in to complete it early, and then I get the rewards from that because it was my recipe. As in, the specific mod that's created and the specific things that drop from the combination we put together goes to me. You get, random allocation of the other items the boss drops. But in the next area, you could then do your recipe and you get the benefit of that one. So as we're playing through in a party, you just kind of alternate who's doing large recipes. And it works pretty well.
Get rolled, TFT. Classic. But if you're the map opener, you're the only one who can put the mods in the first place, right?
Any player can start putting mods in. So if someone rushes in and sticks a mod in ahead of you, then it's their instance in terms of putting mods in.
I'm going to go snipe me some mods, man. Yeah.
This is basically through playtesting where we want to make sure that it's done in a way that's fair. And unfortunately, the problem is if you have a system where I can put in half, like I've collected half of the best recipe and you've collected the other half, right? If I can stick my half in, you can stick your half in, then the balance is incredibly skewed in terms of people converging on the best stuff too quickly. So we would have to nerf it to compensate, which we don't want to do. And it also creates a system where now the second you get half of the best recipe, you go to some Discord and start spamming to get the other half. And that's not really the game. Here you have a progression that you can control. You don't have to spend a lot of time out of game trying to find it. And because of that, we can make it punchy and rewarding. We don't have to
Ziggy, if I can get this next question in, please.
There's tradability there.
Well, this is fantastic from the party player perspective because I can, if I'm opening them all the maps, which is usually how we run it, then I can put all mine in and run mine, and then my partner can collect up a bunch of mods, and then I can open a map later in the future, and they can start putting in some mods without having to dance to their hideout and put in their map and stuff like that.
Exactly. So, the only concern is if you want to put stuff in that instance, and they also want to use that instance to put stuff in, then you have to kind of choose who's going to do it, and that's a race to who puts the first one in. But to be completely honest, there are more maps, right? Like,
There's always another map. But yes, like all things in life, proper communication with your partner is very important.
Ziggy, there's other people on this stream, buddy. Let me get one in here.
All right.
Chris, let me...
Arch Nemesis inventory.
Ziggy.
I can see that being a requested feature if there isn't.
Like, as in you type in part of the name and it finds it. It's a reasonable suggestion. It hasn't come up. Like, it wasn't a big issue because I think that by the time because you can control where they go. You take your good ones and you